You probably think this is going to be a video of me shitting on my generation for all the stupid shit they do, but it's more for the optimism, you know? If you do want to be different, if you do want to be special in this world, if you don't follow society's path, bro, it is the freest time to win in your life. It is the freest time to reach every single one of your goals, and they don't have to be big. You see what's around you. I mean, if you've gone to college, if you've gone to high school, you see what's out there. You see what these people are doing. You see what they're doing with their time. You see what they're putting in their body. It takes nothing. Like, here's the problem. You think it's so hard to reach your goals, but it's really not. Gen Z is retarded. The generation... Oh, wait, I don't know if I should say that. Actually, I don't care. The generation before them, they weren't the brightest either. My parents, like their generation, that's where it all started. Look at your grandparents, they all drank. Humans have literally been poisoning themselves for hundreds, probably thousands of years. Except it's just gotten worse and worse. Because cope has just become more and more and more and more. And now video games are a huge thing. Social media, huge thing. Everything is a huge thing. All you have to do is detach. Find the thing you actually want to do with your life. What's your purpose? What were you put on this earth to do? Like, for real, I wish people would ask themselves this. Were you put on this earth to scroll on shorts all day? No, really, dude, were you put on, let me just scroll through this shit? Like, record yourself. Literally record yourself. Oh, how are you watching this video right now? How's your posture? Are you like a gremlin watching this shit right now? Unfucking believable. Freeze time to win. I need you to understand. There's 3 huge things that I'm thinking about. No, there's like 18. Fuck. There's huge things that people do that just ruin them. So many things. And all you have to do is develop yourself. Learn every day. Grow every day. And eventually you will be where you want to be. Now, there's people that their ego are going to hold them back. There's people that are going to think like, oh, I'm good as I am. For you, click off the video. You shouldn't be here. I only want the people that will let go of their ego and see that they want to be someone they're not. That they have growth in them. That they can be more. I don't care how Chad you already are, you can be more Chad. I don't care how good you look, you can probably look better. There are things you don't know about that will help you grow, that will continue to push you forward. That's sick. It's a glove. It's got like a piece too. Somebody put a glove on one of the like snow things. It's cool. But yeah. So Gen Z, let's just talk about the things that these are the main habits that I see that are just like the most time consuming ones. Like, see, the thing I'm going to say here is you don't have to be perfect, but you need to manage your time. I watch people and they don't manage their time well. Now I'm in sales, so I get to see what most of the other salesmen do when they're in their downtime. They're not cold calling. They're not reaching back out to old clients, seeing what they can churn there. They're scrolling on social media. They're scrolling on short-form content. It's usually TikTok. They're usually just scrolling on TikTok. They're watching YouTube. They're doing something like that. You know, like I always think like bare fucking minimum, right? If you're not doing something, if you're doing nothing, right? If you're going to go on social media, why not watch something that's actually beneficial, you know? It's like if you have nothing better to do, at least throw on a podcast. It's like going to give you an idea of how to improve your life. At least go and do some sales training. You know what I'm saying? That's what my thought process is always. And then it's like if you have a few hours at the end of the day and you're completely cooked, you don't want to do anything. It's like, all right, dude, if you go on video games for 2 hours, or you go watch anime for 2 hours, or you go watch some useless shit for 2 hours, but the whole rest of the day you actually try improving yourself, that's different. It's just most people, they don't spend any time a day improving themselves, and they spend all of their time wasting it. You don't get your time back. You don't. You do realize this, right? You have an infinite amount of time on this earth. You don't just press rewind and you just go back and you have it all back. The time you spend today, it's gone. Those TikToks you've watched the last 3 years of your life, do you remember them? Have they changed you? You don't get it back. Remember this. Every single day you're on this earth, you're one day closer to death. As long as you're one day closer to death and you're one day happier, that's all that matters. But I tell you damn well you're not going to be happy when you die and you fucking spend fucking 90% of your time on your phone scrolling on shorts. That's literally subhuman activity. I hope you realize this. I don't even look at you as human. You're a literal gremlin. Literal fucking gremlin. I don't care if you go to the gym for an hour a day and then spend the rest of your time on your phone. That's literally a gremlin. You're not a real person. You don't have your own thoughts. You're not original. You don't know who you are. Because all you do is brainwash yourself with a ton of people who don't care about your ideas, bro. You aren't your own person. You've never even gone and sat at a wall and looked. You've never thought about who you want to be, the goals you want, the person you want to develop. Social media is terrible. Video games, if you're playing that shit all day, good job. Really developing yourself. Here's the solution. Those two things are the biggest things I've seen. Two biggest things. Now, I'm not saying you can't do any of it. For most people, that's probably the best play. It's probably the best play that you actually change your life. And then diet. Diet's the third, bro. Subhuman activity. If you just eat whatever is in front of you, whatever people give to you, at work they always bring donuts and muffins. If you eat that shit, you are not a real human being. You are not a real human being. You are not an animal. You don't have a prefrontal cortex. I'm just saying it. Like, I hope this makes somebody mad and they actually want to change. You don't have a prefrontal cortex. What is in that food? What is in it? Do you know? Do you care? Do you care about your body, the vessel that God put you on this earth with? Do you care about... Are you grateful for being born and having the opportunity to be someone? To grow up to someone? Like, really ask yourself this. Are you grateful that God put you on this earth with the opportunity to make decisions? And instead of being your own person, you just do what everyone else does. Like, I'm weird as fuck, guys. Like, people don't think I'm normal. Because when they bring muffins to work, I don't eat them. When they offer me pizza, I don't eat it. They think I'm the weirdest human being ever. They don't look at me as human. Because I don't just do what everyone else does. Because I'm my own fucking person. And all this video is trying to do is it's trying to pull you out of this and actually make you think about who you want to be. What person do you want to be? Who do you want to develop? What type of person do you want to be? When you die, this is the easiest question. When you die, who do you have to be happy? What do you have to look like? What are the things you had to do in your life to be grateful? Because I can only imagine how many old people die and they're dead. I can only imagine how many 30-year-olds died of fucking diabetes because they stuffed their face with sugars all their life. And they're so sad when they die. Visualize that right now. Visualize all the people that have gotten diabetes, they've overate because of these sugars, the foods that they've eaten, all of this stuff that you eat. How many of them have died and been so unhappy? Because they were taken advantage of. Like, your psychology is literally being taken advantage of. And you're not realizing it. Alright, let's get into fixes, bro. Solutions. Number 1, simple sugars. Your foods. You need to eat clean. It's very obvious the things you need to eat. Fruits, vegetables. Like for carbs, you either have brown rice, sweet potato, or oats, beans, things like that. It has to be one ingredient. Those are carbs. You want to know what's not a carb? A simple sugar. Fructose. Fucking can't believe that, bro. How do you... it shouldn't even count as the carbs. It's not a real carb, bro. It goes straight through you. Dude, that shit is, guys, I'm so mad about that. Like, if I could go into the store, bro, and actually fix this, I would, bro. But there's no way to... I can't believe the government allows that. I can't believe... It's so sad to me. You know, they always talk about how bad simple sugars are. And they always talk about, like, artificial sweeteners, no? Dude, if you compare artificial sweeteners to simple sugars, it's not even, like... The 1-to-1 correlation there is not even close, bro. Dude, it's not even close, bro. Trust me when I say being overweight or consuming simple sugars, being overweight or consuming artificial sweeteners. Consuming artificial sweeteners will literally, it won't have an effect. Being 40 pounds overweight and having, like, arteries clogged, it will have an effect. So just remember that. Yeah, but cleaning up your diet, drinking enough water, you need to get the protein in. Not like these fucking protein bars with 400 ingredients. I'm saying eat like chicken, eat some fucking Greek yogurt, have some more good protein sources, eggs, butter, and, you know, stuff like this. I don't feel like going all the way through it, but you know what I'm saying? Fats, peanuts, the eggs. There's so many other things you can have. Fruit, vegetables. That's the stuff you eat. Like, guys, when I bring a lunch every day, bro, nobody... I guess there are a few people. There's one other person that actually brings a lunch. But I don't know if he actually eats, like, that healthy. Because most people, I'm going to be honest, dude, they bring a lunch and it's the same shit. It's the same shit. And then there's also this thing where it's, like, the beginning of the year. So people, like... This is the funniest shit, okay? So people will clean up their diet for the beginning of the year to negate all the side effects that they've done the last 9 months, right? So over the 9 months, like the first 3 months of the year, they'll go on this diet where it's like 1,600 calories. And they'll lose all the fat that they put on from all the junk food they're eating. But they don't look at the actual effects this has on their body. They don't look at, like, how much junk food is bad for their body. So they'll go in like, you know, fucking churn it in, right? They'll fix their diet, lose the weight, and then they just go right back to the same shit. It's fucking hilarious. Is it a bird's nest? Sick. That's actually dope. All right. For social media, dude, that's different. All right. I'm going to be honest. The reason you scroll on social media, nobody will talk about this, but it's because you have nothing better to do. It's because you actually have nothing better to do. And to be honest, my best advice for this is you have two options, right? You either swing the side where you actually find out what skill you want to develop, and the best way to do this is to just look at a wall. Like, you have to get off of social media, you have to detach, you have to go and look at a wall for a long time. And after you look at a wall for long enough, your purpose will come to you, or at least you'll get an idea, right? So this is something like, in the summer, I looked at a wall for a long-ass time, right? And I had this itch. I'm like, dude, I need to learn how to sell something to someone. I need to learn how to actually know how humans work in person and be able to read them and know what to say to them, find their hot buttons, press them, and basically be able to positively, like, it sounds so scummy, bro, but I need to be able to influence people to do what I want them to do. I hope you can see how powerful this can be if I can change people to get them into a clean diet, into changing their life. That's my goal. That's why I'm doing sales. Because I want to be able to change you and get you to change your life. The issue is it's so fucking hard without actually getting on call with someone and actively giving them advice for their life. But that's okay. But that's the point of that, right? So then I went into sales. Like, it took me a while. And the reason it took me a while is because I wasn't sure. I was very uncertain. And I made the jump. I just fucking jumped. Because I always say this. The number one thing that shows you as a person is how much action can you take. How much can you not want to do something and just do it anyways? How much can you be scared of the outcome of something and jump anyways? I was scared as fuck. I hate it. I literally hate it. Like, I won't even come on here and say I don't hate sales. I hate it because I'm shit. You want to know what that shows to me? That shows that I made the right decision. If I hate something because I'm bad at it, that means I needed the experience so that I can show myself I'm good at it. And once I do that, my purpose layer is chopped. I finished the purpose. How long will this take? 1 to 3 years probably. So you can see all of the purpose layers I've gone through. When I was younger, I wanted to be a mechanic. I went through that. I did that for like a year. I hated it. And then I went to sales. This YouTube channel, that's another thing. I want this YouTube channel to fucking pop off because this is like the end goal plan. Social media influencer, sell a course, and I'm chilling. That's the end goal plan. Change life. Teach the lessons I've learned through life. That's a whole nother thing with sales. I need to know how to sell something. So this is how you need to live your life. You need to live it like it's actually a fucking video game. Do you see how I'm seeing things in my life? I'm like, oh, I want to develop that. And I'm going and I'm taking action on it. I'm seeing that's something I want to do and I'm going towards it. I'm running at it with everything. And then instead of me scrolling on social media all day, I'm cold calling people. I'm doing things that are developing me as a person that will nothing else will. There's nothing else that will cold call people. There's nothing else me going and talking to someone, helping them will do. That's some skill that you can only develop there. And then in the free time, it's not like I'm not on social media, guys. It's not like I'm never on YouTube. What do you think I'm watching? I'm watching either like a podcast of like Chris Williamson and Alex Hormozy right now. I'm liking that. Alex Hormozy is really good at sales. He's done it for a long time. He says the same thing that I'll tell you. If you want to get good at something, do it like fucking so many times. Do it more than anyone else has. And when you can do it without having to think about it, then you've mastered it. When you can do something without having to think about it, that's when you know you're competent in it. So that's my goal there. Video games are the roughest part of this because it's a false sense of purpose. Everything I just said there with developing a skill and finding who I wanted to be, it never would have happened if I was playing video games. All right, so yeah. So video games will give you a false sense of purpose, which is kind of messed up because, I wish I could say video games weren't as bad as they are, but they just are. They, a lot of them cheap code your dopamine circuits. So they make you think you're like making insane progress, but you're really just making insane progress in a game that doesn't improve your life. So it's like, fuck. So yeah, that's why for a lot of people, you have to get all the way off of video games because otherwise, when you're at a sales job, when I'm at sales, I'll be thinking about video games. Now, has that ever happened to me? No, not really. Did I ever have to actively try to quit video games? No, not really. Because this is something else people don't talk about. Once you get into the real world, once you actually start developing skills, once you actually start developing yourself as a person, you don't have the energy. There you go. You won't want to play video games. And if you do, it's fine if you do because you've done what you needed to. You just need to grow a little bit every day. This doesn't have to be some make a huge change. I'm not preaching to everyone that they have to be some ultra giga Chad. To be someone, it doesn't take that much, especially nowadays in this society. It takes a little bit of work, a little bit of effort, and it takes a lot of drive. But that drive is just you doing a little bit every day. So yeah, there's a difference, if you only can think about video games when you play video games and you can't think about your actual purpose, you can't play video games. If you're like me and it's if you did play video games, it's not going to change anything, then you could. But if you're like me too, you're not going to want to. At night, I don't want to play video games. I'm too tired. I'm too depleted, bro. All I want to do is lay there with my eyes closed, thinking about the day ahead of me, and thinking about what I have to do. That's what I do. And then sometimes I watch Dragon Ball. But, that's that. So yeah, video games is the hardest one because that's a swing both way type of way. And yeah, dude, those are the three main things. The social media thing, really, when I think about it hugely, it's a lot of watching the right shit, right? Because I feel like I didn't go into this enough. I watch probably, I could say that 4 to 6 hours of learning a day is not bad. Learning. So if you think about that, if that's like a podcast or something, that would be like watching 6 hours of social media content. Because that's how much your brain can really do in a day. You're processing a lot of information. If you watch 6 hours of content a day, like, that's a fucking ton of content. And if you're like, I wish people realize that. And like, most people watch a lot more than that, but like, it's useless shit. If you watch 6 hours of shit that's actually going to improve your life a day, and you actually learn shit and then go and take action on that in your real life, dude, you're going to grow so much. You're going to become like, you're going to learn so much every single day. And as long as you take action on those things, as long as you continue to grow and grow and grow, then you're going to continue to become better and better. Dude, I'm coming to the end of the 3 miles, boys. Yeah, I do this like every morning when I don't have work. Otherwise, I go to the gym and then I go to work. So, yeah, dude, like, it's not the biggest change that people need to make. It's the tiny changes that have a huge impact over time. There's a good book, if you want to read it. It's called The Slight Edge. I don't know what the guy's name is, but it's huge. It just shows, like, how much the tiniest things have an effect on you. It's like, you go for a 10-minute walk after every single meal, and that's like 150 calories a day. You add that up over a month, that's like a pound. That's more than a pound of fat with you doing nothing else. You see what I'm saying here? The tiniest changes have the biggest impacts. You go for one 10-minute walk a day, 50 calories, 15, dude, that would be 6 pounds of fat in the year. You see what I'm saying here? And people, it swings the opposite way every time, bro. Every time it's the opposite way. Every single day they eat a little bit too much. Over time you get fat. And then over time, you continue not to learn anything. So you've got people like Ben out here who are continuing to develop themselves. They're putting steps in front of you. And this is where people lose their optimism. Because they watch me continue to take steps towards my life. And they're not. And they're like, fuck, this kid was just born with something I don't have. No, you weren't. I'm fucking normal as shit. I'm below where you were. I just actually am trying and giving it my all. And if you do the same, you will get the same results, except you'll probably get better results. I need you to realize this. I think I have, like, some of the worst genetics ever. Like, I think I'm bottom tier. I think I have a feeling I was born as, like, you know what a runt? You know what a runt is. Like, when you see, like, the animals and they're all, like, pretty good sized, and then there's that one that's really small. That's what I feel like in this world. I feel like a runt. So I have to say, like, most people, they get better results than me in everything, and it takes about half the time, okay? So, you know, you can actually, like, for most people, it doesn't take nearly that much time, especially if you develop yourself and you continue to give yourself 2 things. It's just, you have to change. And I know change can be hard, but, like, if you don't change, you're just a bitch, really. I don't have much to say besides you're a bitch. Straight up. Change your life. Become someone. You know who you want to be. And if you don't know who you want to be, you have to go fucking figure that out first. And once you figure that out, once you figure out what you want to do, you need to have an action plan in your life. You need to change things to get you to where you actually want to be. And then once you get there, guess what? Wait 2 years, wait 3 years. Let's see where I am. Let's see what I'm doing next. It's going to keep changing. That's what life is. It's an ever change. You develop one thing and you go to the next. You do that thing, you go to the next. You do that thing, you go to the next. It's ever changing. It's from one purpose layer to another. One purpose to another. And the reason I can do this is because I'm not money driven. Like I feel like if I'm actually, like, I want to say this out loud, all right? I feel like if I actually get good at sales, and within the next 2 years, 3 years, I should have, like, over $100,000, maybe 200. If I'm, like, really good, I'll probably have, like, 100, maybe $200,000 in my bank. So I'll be able to fucking, like, I'm sure my parents will let me just fuck off after that. So yeah, if that does happen, if I do swing some shit like that, like, this is what I'm saying, guys. Like, when you're not money driven, you give yourself so much opportunity in this world. When you're playing the game for more of the game and not of the rewards, it's like, there's so much on the other side. There's so much that you can develop. Like, I love my area, dude. I live in the nicest place ever. But yeah, there's so much out there for you to develop and for you to learn, you know. The sun's over there. There's the sun. I'm in the woods. It's all here. It's all in the world. But you have to go find what you want to do, and you have to give yourself to it. And it has to be for yourself, not for anything else. It shouldn't be for money. It shouldn't be for rewards. It should be for yourself. Because if you focus on yourself, the rewards come. Like, remember that. If I become good at sales, if I become good at knowing people and knowing how to sell to people, the money comes regardless. But why would I focus on the money when I know that the money only comes if I develop myself? So what I do is I short circuit the system and I just develop myself. Do the work, pussy. It's not supposed to be easy. Every day you wake up, just do it. Just fucking do it. Peace.